the Rams beat the Saints. Derek Carr, Matthew Stafford both throw for 300 yards. Matthew Stafford, 24-34, 328, 2 touchdowns. Rams running back Kyren Williams ended the game with 104 scrimmage yards, his 6th straight game in which Williams had posted at least 100 yards from scrimmage, tied for the second longest streak this season, only behind C-Mac, Christian McCaffrey's 7. What did you like about what you saw from the Rams
what I saw
tonight?
from the Rams is goddamn Puka Nacua.
Goddamn
Puka Nacua. Cooper Kupp and Brother Robinson. Listen, that trio is something special. That trio is something special, and we're gonna get to it a little later on with Puka Nacua having the success that he's having. There's another topic of another receiver we're gonna talk about later on in the show. But obviously, my allegiance will always be to receivers when I see success, especially from the quarterback position, and when a team like that is winning. What Puka Nacua was able to do tonight, especially as a rookie, which he's done all season long, is be consistent in his play. It's phenomenal. Stafford, listen, he made some throws. He didn't even step into some of the throws, and he on the money. He's siding on them. He's siding on them throws.
No looking.
Man, listen, they look good, man. Even though they're 7-7, now 8-7, the Rams are a team I think you don't want to see offensively when they get into the playoffs. That's the team that you don't want to see that's hitting their stride at the right time and at the right moment.
I think the thing that really helps them is Kyren Williams' ability to run the football. So now they can play action off of that and hit Cooper Kupp, hit Robinson, hit Puka Nacua. Higbee is a very solid tight end. They're a very dangerous team offensively because of the multi-dimensions, the multifaceted, what they do, running the football, play action off of that. Sean McVay is very creative, a lot of different sets, a lot of motion, gets your eyes going in a lot of different directions. They're playing extremely well right now. The 49ers played them. I think the last game of the season, I think the 49ers played them. That could be a dangerous game for the 49ers because it is a division opponent. They're very familiar with each other. So
I have a question for you. If they do play the 49ers, with it being the last game of the season, with the 49ers obviously going to the playoffs, do the 49ers rest their starters?
No, because they're going to probably have to have that game to win. Now, it all depends because they might need that game to make sure they secure home field advantage because you want home field throughout the entirety of the playoffs. Now, if one of these teams loses again, let's say the Cowboys lose again, we'll see where it goes. Because right now, off the top of my head, Ocho, they have the best record at 11-3. So we don't know. But if they lose another game, what is the conference record going to look like? We know Dallas has lost to the Eagles and they lost to the 49ers in the conference. We know that the Eagles have lost to the Cowboys and the 49ers and the Seahawks in the conference. So that's 3 conference losses for the Eagles. That's 2 conference losses for the Cowboys. I think the 49ers have lost to, I know they lost to Cleveland, which is an AFC team. Who are the other teams they lost to? The Vikings, which is an NFC team. That was a Monday night game. That's what I'm saying. Yes, Niners. Who the Niners lost to? The Bengals. So they theoretically could, for the simple fact they lost to the Bengals. They've lost to the Cleveland Browns. So that's 2 non-conference versus the 1 conference versus the 2 versus the 3. And because they own the head-to-head matchup against the Eagles and the Cowboys, theoretically, as long as they go ahead and they don't lose but what's the Cowboys? The Cowboys have lost 3 games, right? Cowboys have lost to the Eagles, the 49ers,
and the Bills.
The Cardinals, and the Bills. So they 4. So they're good.
Right.
So they're good. As long as they only have 4 losses, they're going to be straight. They're going to be straight because they own the head-to-head versus the Cowboys, head-to-head versus the Eagles. But I was very impressed with what I saw with the Rams tonight. And like I said, if you've seen the resurgence, it's come at the direct time that Kyren Williams has started running the football a lot more effectively.
And the funny thing about it is usually when you think about today's game, this is a pass happy league. It's a pass happy league. Normally during my era, obviously your era too, one of the things that Marvin Lewis always harped on is we're going to run the ball. We're going to run the ball to open up the pass. And when you think about it in today's game, they throw the ball so goddamn much. Sometimes, the running game, it really isn't effective to no point. But the fact that he can run the ball the way it can, and it can help, excuse me, it can help offensively with play action, drawing those linebackers in, with him running the ball successfully as he did tonight. And that is why the receivers were able to get off, because now you put the defense in a bind, because they can hit you either way.
Right.
Pick your poison. They can kill you on the run, or they can kill you with the pass. When both are going well, shit, it's a goddamn toss-up.
If you look at the 49ers, they got Christian McCaffrey. You see how fluid that offense moves. Look at the Buffalo Bills since the emergence of James Cook. Look at the Miami Dolphins with A-Chain and Mustard. You see teams that can run the football, pose a threat to run the football, how it opens up the passing game, as opposed to the teams that all they really do is struggle. I think that's what happened a lot to the Eagles. The Eagles can't run the football nearly as well as they ran it last year. And I think DeAndre Swift is having a better season, can run the ball better than Miles Sanders. But for whatever the reason, the offensive line is not as strong, especially at the point of attack, running the football like they were last year. Also, the turnovers, because when you turn the ball over, you take a possession away. If you turn it over on first down, you don't get to see what you do on second or third down. You turn it over on second down, you don't see what you get to do on third down. And Jalen Hurts is double the interceptions and double the fumbles.
Yeah. So
he had 8 total turnovers all of last year. He's at 17 with 3 games to go. So that can tell that shows me a little of why the offense doesn't look quite like it did last year. Plus, I still think he's dinged. Most quarterbacks, unless they've had an injury, don't put a knee brace on in the middle of the season. I mean, normally if you start the season with a knee, like Manning and Brady and a lot of those guys, they've had knee injuries. They feel comfortable wearing that knee brace. Normally, guys don't come out there with no knee brace and then at some point in time during the season put one on if they're healthy, because they are restrictive if you're not used to wearing it.
So, I mean, question for you: Where do the Saints go from here? Obviously, they fall to 7-8. Their remaining schedule is the Buccaneers and the Falcons, who they've already lost to in the division already.
Yeah.
So, what do the Saints do from here? Are they still in contention? There'll be a wild card, maybe still in the hunt a little bit?
Well, let's see. Could they still win the division? They're going to need some help.
That division bad, man.
Yeah, it is. I mean, probably 8, 9, maybe 9 and 8. Probably 9 and 8 to win that division, Ocho. I don't see any of those, because I think Tampa has the best record in that division. What are they? 7 and 7. 7. Tampa 7 and 8? No. 7 and 8. Yeah. So I mean, it's still close. Yeah. It's still
so
that
division basically that's a toss up. It's a toss up based on the final stretch of the season, based on what they can do.
Yeah. Mostert. You okay? Mostert. He has tied for the most touchdowns with Christian McCaffrey with 20 total scrimmage touchdowns.